हेलो। या हेलो, ज्वाइन कर लो। हाँ। हाँ। पावणे अकरा पर्यंत येईन मी. 10:30 पावणे अकरा. ऐकलं का? Hello, is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Right? Hello, can you see the drawing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this particular component is called as a ball pillar, and now it is very clear. I have scanned it. So just have a look on this drawing, and first you have to tell me what will be the basic shape and what could be the manufacturing plan.
Basic shape will be rounded component.
Sorry.
Basic
Hello.
shape will be rounded component.
Means you mean it is round component, basic shape,
Yes, sir.
round bar. Hello,
Yes, sir.
Anirudh,
Yes, sir.
round bar.
हाँ सर, गए लेक्चर में आप यही बोलेंगे.
But suppose if it is a round bar, no, it will take lot of time. So first question that you have to ask, what is the quantity?
हाँ,
The
right.
first question, what is the quantity? Suppose if it is 2 or 3 pieces, then yes, you can make it from the round bar. Now, what is the diameter? Suppose if I ask what will be the size of the round bar that you are going to procure for this?
Uh, 25.
Yeah, okay, good. 25. So now from 25, suppose if you want to machine, then it will take a lot of time. Huh? So that's why the first question that you have to ask is what is the quantity? What will be the requirement? Now, if I am going to make, say, if the quantity customer wants say 10,000 pieces, or suppose if you want say 60,000 pieces, 5,000 pieces per month and 60,000 per annum, then from round bar it is going to be difficult in the sense that machining time will be high, costing will also go high. So now I don't know whether you have gone to the drawing properly. See, now here it is mentioned C40. You have to do the postmortem of the drawing. This is C40 still. C stands for carbon and 40 means C40 means the carbon percentage is 0.4%. It is not 40%, it is 0.4%. And then others are iron, nickel, chromium, etc. etc. So this being ferrous steel, the majority will be iron. Iron will have 90% or 95%, and then remaining is your carbon, nickel, chromium, other alloying elements. The equivalent to C40 is EN8D. EN8D. EN is a British standard. EN is a British standard. EN stands for emergency number. EN stands for emergency number, and in EN8 again you have different gates. You should be familiar with this. That is after 1 year or maybe after uh, 1.5 year, when you'll join the industry, that time you should know uh, what are the different grades available. So like stainless steel, just only stainless steel
Sir,
is not enough. Stainless steel again you have different grades. Yes.
sir, could you explain that again? ENBD.
Sir, and
EN8D
some
is
students are waiting in the room.
okay. Yeah, I think I admitted all. See, understanding the drawing is very important. Understanding the drawings is very important. Sometimes, what is our observation, even after completing the BE Mechanical or Construction Engineering, students are not familiar with various, terminologies that are used on the drawing.
Sir, please change the tab.
Yeah. So now, uh, there are. I will explain in detail. There are various, material standards. If you want, if you have notebook, you can write it down also. There are various material standards like ISI standards, then German standards, standard. German standard means wherever you will read DIN, DIN, that DIN stands for the German standard. Then ASTM standards. ASTM stands for American Society for Testing Materials. So ASTM 110. Then another standard is SAE, that is Society of Automotive Engineers. So SAE 4620 or SAE 3120. So what I told, ISI standard, then ASTM standards, then SAE standards, then DIN standard. DIN is a German standard. Then GOST, that is a Russian standard. So that is the fifth standard. And then sixth is EN standard, that is a British standard. EN stands for emergency number. EN stands for emergency number. During the Second World War, uh, there was, essentially requirement of, lot of manufacturing to be done, because after the Second World War, everything was, disturbed. Everything was destroyed, and manufacturing sector was to be pushed up. So a lot of manufacturing was to be done, and material procurement, material shaping, all the processes were into the basic stage. And that time, in order to classify the material, there was a need to give the coding, and it was a kind of an emergency, and in that emergency some numbers were allotted. So that's why this emergency number specifications EN1, EN2, EN3. Now in every EN3, EN4, there are again different standards. Like suppose if I talk about EN1, then EN1A, EN1B, then EN8. EN8 may again EN8A, B, C, D. Like suppose if I tell you that stainless steel, so in stainless steel again you have various grades like SS304, SS316, SS. Then again in SS316 or again in SS304, we have different grades like SS316L, SS316M, like that. Depending upon application. So first thing is that you should know what material. That is, I told you that first thing is that you have to ask what is the quantity, and then second thing is what is the material. Once you know the material, then you can decide upon the basic process. Basic process means what the raw material, that is which process is going to give the basic shape to the component, basic shape to the component. So now here in the brackets, if you notice, it is FQ. FQ stands for the forge quality. So that means, since in the drawing it is mentioned explicitly that you have to use, forge quality, so you have no option but to go for the forging. And the quantity is also 60,000. So 5,000 at one batch you will get a 5,000 pieces. That means once you start the manufacturing, you have to complete the 5,000 pieces as early as possible and deliver it. Then next batch, another month, then next month, like that. Because nobody wants, customer doesn't want all 60,000 pieces to be manufactured at one time, because he's going to use uh, in a year. So he doesn't want to, for, manufacture all 60,000 pieces and maintain a inventory, because we are talking about just in time, JIT. JIT means what? Whenever you need, that time only you make it. So 60,000, making 60,000 pieces for the manufacturer, for the supplier, for me it is good. But then for the end user it will be difficult, because he has to maintain an inventory for the whole year, Then this is the first task I am giving. I am also going to upload the first assignment. Here you have to work out how you are going to manufacture this. I had given one rough roadmap during the last lecture. Like now here the most important things are this sphere, this sphere. And this sphere, if you can note, there are three symbols. This stands for the grinding. This sphere is to be ground. Grinding finish is required. Some dimensions, if it is not clear, I will read it for you. Now this is diameter 15.9. If you want, you can write it down. Diameter 15.9 approximately. Now you have to also pay attention that how you are going to check, or how you are going to measure this diameter 15.9. Even though it is written approximately, uh, And even if you observe the general tolerances, the 15.9 should not be 20, isn't it? So you need to measure, even though the tolerance is not given, you need to measure because there will be some tolerances as per the general tolerances standards. I'll show you one more drawing in that the unspecified tolerances will be mentioned. You need to know how to, give the tolerances on which the tolerances are not mentioned in the drawing. So the purpose of telling is that 15.9 should not become 20. So it will have at least plus minus zero point 0.5 tolerance, unspecified tolerance. Then 9 reference. That is from the center line of this, how to measure and how to maintain this 9, how to maintain this 9 in manufacturing, component after component. You should get consistently. Consistently, you should get the component. And you have to give the thought, how to make this taper. Then you need to grind this taper also. I have given rough plan. Then this undercut, and every time you have to remember that you are not going to manufacture one piece or two piece. See, now you are doing process engineering. We have to manufacture 60,000 pieces. So if I say one piece and if I say 60,000 pieces, the entire strategy will vary. Altogether, it will be a different strategy. Then another thing is you have to harden this induction harden. Now, where you have to harden this induction hardening, where this section is taken. See, this is a ball surface induction hardened to HRC 50 to 56 to a depth of 1 to 1.5. That means only this ball surface is to be hardened. So this is called the selective hardening. This हम लोग बोलते हैं selective hardening. That is, if you are doing hardening, you have to see that rest of the portion remains in virgin state or in unhardened state. Only this much portion is hardened. Yes, anybody?
There are more people in waiting room.
Make sure that everybody joins. Huh? So what I was saying that how to do the selective hardening. How to do the selective. Some people may be aware, those who are working on the projects or those who are entrepreneur, those who have workshops. I don't know. Hmm. But majority of you may not be knowing how to do the selective hardening. Selective hardening means only this much portion to be hardened, rest of the portion is not to be hardened. So I'll read each and every comment. Now here it is gauge plane. Gauge plane. That means this taper, what you are manufacturing, this taper, what you are manufacturing, in that you have to maintain this diameter 14. Because in taper, the diameters will be different, isn't it? Everywhere the diameter will be different. But as per the drawing, the product engineer, he has designed in such a way that you need to maintain this diameter 14 at this gauge plane, and this gauge plane dimension is mentioned as 16 mm, and from this space it is you have to maintain from this space 16 plus zero point 0.1 में आपको diameter 14 मिलना है, and at the same time you have to maintain this diameter also, diameter 12, which is very important because the tolerance is given as 0.02 minus 0.02. Then there is a undercut 1.5. So why this undercut is required? There is a reason. Why this undercut is required. You have to tell me why this undercut is required. Then this is the symbol for threading. Every one of you is familiar now. The threading size is M10 by 1.5. 10 being nominal diameter and 1.5 is the pitch. All right. Then you need to do this hole split pin. Split pin. You need to. This hole is for the split pin. So the size of this hole is 2.92, diameter 2.92, and then the smaller drills are also specified in terms of the number one, number two, number three, number four, like that. So 2.92 is number 32 drill. In the market, sometimes they understand by the number. In the Indian market especially, 32 का मेरे पास drill है. 32 means not 32 millimeter, number 32, and it will come equivalent as millimeter 2.92. Even these standards, various standards I explained, like EN standards, ISI standard, ASTM standard. There is the equivalence between this. Like suppose if you have SAE 34 in the drawing, suppose if it is mentioned SAE 330, and if you are not getting that material in the market, then you have to look for the equivalent. So equivalent standards are available. SAE 330 का equivalent EN कौन सा है, या EN और ASTM कौन सा है? So that can be found out by the equivalent, and accordingly you can order. Then how to maintain this case depth 1 to 1.5? The tolerance is 0.5 ka. How to maintain? It should not be less than 1. It should not be more than 1.5. Can anybody tell me how you will measure this depth? Case depth. How you will measure this case depth? जो 1 to 1.5 है, how you will measure this case depth? Whatever knowledge you have acquired. See, we are doing surface hardening. We are not doing through hardening. What is my question is, we are doing surface hardening. Through hardening means the workpiece will get hardened till the center. That is what is called as the through hardening. Throughout. Case hardening means surface. You are doing hardening only on the surface. Only on the surface. See, for the hardening, if you want to harden a component, the requirement of the carbon should be around 0.6 to 0.7%. That is what is called as the good hardenability still. 0.6 to 0.7%. Now low carbon steel cannot be hardened. So that's why you have to, I hope you understand. If you don't understand, please ask. Because as I told, this is a multidisciplinary subjects. Now those who are those whose carbon percentage is less, like low carbon steel, there you have to do surface hardening. So how do you do surface hardening? On the surface, we increase the carbon content, and there is a method which is called the carburizing. That method is called the carburizing. So what happens in carburizing? There are different techniques, in carburizing. What we do, wherever you want to do, hardening, there we increase the carbon percentage by keeping that component in charcoal or in carbon rich environment. So the carbon penetrates. Carbon penetrates. So how much carbon has to be penetrated? That depends upon how much case depth you want. And then you have to pass the current, and then quenching. Again, how much current to pass, that again depend upon the case depth. And now my question is, yes, you have done the induction hardening selectively only on this area. So my question is how to measure this case depth. So think on this, how we will measure this case depth, that whether it is 1, 1.2, or whether it is 2, whether it is less, whether it is more. I'm just explaining all the parameters in the drawing. So all the dimensions, then here it is, the part name is ball pillar. Then from the drawing again, you have to infer, as the process engineer, you have to infer that what could be its application. कहाँ पे ये this product will be used. Then forging to be heat treated to BHN 200 to 250. So BHN is nothing but it is the unit of hardness. It is the unit of hardness. It stands for Brinell hardness number. Brinell hardness number. See, there are different units for measuring the hardness. I don't know whether you are aware or not. See, सबसे जो soft material है. See, every material has hardness. Every material has hardness. Like length can be measured in millimeter. एकदम जो छोटा है, that we measure in millimeter. Then उससे बड़ा we measure in centimeter. Then उससे बड़ा we measure in meter. Then kilometer. Like say Bombay to Pune, kilometer. Okay. Now here the dimensions are in millimeter. So like that, even the hardness also you measured in different units. The सबसे soft means, like say take example of say rubber or say paper, wood, isn't it? This has hardness, or pencil ka lead. This has hardness, but their hardness is low. So this rubber, paper, wood, Rubber means, rubber manufacturing companies, Ishida rubbers, in our daily day-to-day life also we need rubbers, gaskets. We use it in the pressure cookers. Then oil seals, then O-rings, they are all made up of rubber. Then plastics, our day-to-day life में हम लोग use करते हैं PVC, PVCs, PPs, acrylic, they have hardness. Then papers, what you are writing it on your notebook, wood, your wooden table, it has hardness. So what is the unit of that hardness? Can anybody tell me how it is measured?
Sir, you told BHN, no? Penile hardness,
Sorry?
no? Something.
No,
BHN, no?
BHN is still again harder. BHN is still harder. These are very soft. These material are very soft, like the paper, jo wood, plastics, rubbers. These are softer. So the lowermost unit, like what we start in millimeters, millimeter, centimeter, meter. So like that, it is shore, SHORE. शोर मतलब हम लोग जो आवाज करते हैं ना, शोर, SHORE, shore. The hardness of the rubber or hardness of the paper, wood, they are measured in shore because they are very soft. Then shore के ऊपर आता है BHN, that is the still harder. Pencil leads, पेंसिल का जो lead है, हाँ, और the carbons, they are measured in, then उससे भी harder है, they are measured in Rockwell, that is stills. Rockwells, which you are very familiar, Rockwell, RC, RA, RB. In again Rockwell, you have different scales. Rockwell A, Rockwell B, Rockwell C, and then still harder. Still harder. That is when you actually do the hardening. Those hardness is measured in VHN. That is say Vickers hardness number. VHN, those were hardened. Very hard. More than say 55, more than 60 RC. They are measured in VHN. And then still harder material. Which is the hardest material in the universe? Can anybody tell me? Shete?
So diamond.
Yes, exactly. So diamond is the hardest material. So again, for diamond, the hardness is measured in NOPs. KNOOP. KNOOP. So it is like this. Sure. Then usse bhi harder BHN. Then usse bhi harder. It is Rockwell. Then VHN and then NOPs. So the hardness of the diamonds, the moment they are measured in NOPs, KNOOPS. There is one more unit related to hardness, related to diamond, that is carat. Hmm. That you must be familiar. 20 carat, 22 carat, or 24 carat. That stands for the purity of the diamond. That stands for the purity of the diamond. So I have explained you the drawing. You have to roughly work out the manufacturing plan for this. I don't think anything is there in this unexplained. I explained all the parameters. So you have to, work out the manufacturing plan. Then you have to tell me how you are going to work out this, depth, case depth. This is called the case depth. And then what will be the time, total time for all the operations. Okay, so we are talking about principles for the product design in the last lectures.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
बोलिए.
तो
Yeah.
पहले BHN था ना, वो कौन सा BHN था पहले वाले वो
BHN is
डायग्राम?
BHN.
दो BHN है ना?
BHN एक ही है. BHN.
नहीं सर,
Brennan Anderson. हाँ?
और आपने दो हायरार्की में वो दो BHN बोले थे.
नहीं देखो, आई विल अगेन टेल. द सबसे जो सॉफ्ट मटेरियल है दैट इज मेजर्ड इन श्योर. सबसे तो सॉफ्ट मटेरियल है दैट इज मेजर्ड इन श्योर, SHORE. हेलो.
यस सर.
हाँ. देन उससे जो हार्डर है दैट इज मेजर्ड इन BHN. then usse harder hai, that is measured in Rockwell. And in Rockwell, I told that there are different gates. Rockwell A, Rockwell B, Rockwell C.
Yes,
I
sir.
mentioned in Rockwell, not in BHN. eh? And then uske
Okay, sir.
upar is VHN, that is Vickers hardness number, and still harder is Noops hardest.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
clear, no? In Rockwell there
Yes.
are gates A, B, C. That I don't know. In metallurgy, you must have studied, hardness tester, how to measure the hardness tester. How do you measure the hardness tester? Basically, there is a indenter. I hope you are indenter. There is indenter. Which indenter we use? Diamond indenter. Why diamond? Because the diamond is the hardest material, so it can indent. Indent मतलब समझ में आ रहा है ना? मतलब वो किस में भी घुसेगा. Hardest, बराबर ना? So
Yes,
what
sir.
we take, what is the principle of the hardness testing? We take a diamond indenter and we penetrate in the component whose hardness is to be measured. बराबर है? और वो कितना penetrate होता है? Depending, that is mapped to the number. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Suppose 0.5 गया, 1 mm गया, 2 mm अंदर गया. Okay, so that means if it is going 3 mm inside, that means it is soft. If it is going only 1 mm inside, that means it is hard. And then it is mapped to the number, mapped to the number. So whether it is RC40, RC50, RC60, in virgin condition, that is unhardened, the normal hardness is around 18 RC, 18, 18 RC. And if you heat treat means if it is subjected to the hardening and tempering, then its hardness goes on increasing. Okay, so this is the hardness tester ka principle. And then now diamond indenter, it has to penetrate. So for that, obviously you need to apply the load, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
20 kg, 30 kg, 40 kg, 50 kg. So depending upon this load, this hardness are graded A, B, C. That is up to 30 it is A, then up to 50 it is 50 kg it is B, and more than that it is C. Like that it is. So it is not BHN, it is Rockwell. In Rockwell there are different types A, B, C. All right.
Yes, sir.
So this is last time we discussed why process engineering is important, because they have to interact with various departments, and this has been asked. This is the most popular question: what are the duties and responsibilities of process engineer, or uh, what is the role of process engineer, or why process engineering department is called as the hub of an organization? The answer is same, but the questions, the way the questions are asked is different. Sometimes it is asked what are the requirements of the process engineer. So what are the requirements of process engineer? So you have to little modify. See, duties of process engineer and requirements of process engineer. These are two different questions. It's not the same question. So DFM stands for design for manufacturing, design for assembly, and design to cost. And whatever you design should be manufacturable. Manufacturable. See, earlier, Purana, it was traditional manufacturing. In traditional manufacturing, what is to happen? Marketing engineer will bring the orders because he needs to complete the marketing. So every marketing engineer or sales engineer, I have told you the difference between sales and marketing. It is different. It's not the same. So उनको target रहता है monthly target वगैरह. So they have to achieve that monthly target. So they will just pick up the orders, and they will not pay attention whether it will be manufactured, whether it can be manufactured in our factory or not. Plus order laya, then they will simply plan it to the give it to the planning department. Planning will give to the purchase. Purchase department बोलेगा अरे ये जो इसको जो मटेरियल है, he will tell design engineer, because marketing से planning गया, then design गया, then designer he has made some designs, okay, and then it comes to the purchase, then purchase engineer says this material is not at all available in the market, or it is available in the market, but it will take 1 month or 2 months. Right now it is not available. See, the skill of the design engineer is whatever he manufactures, the material should be available in the market. Barabar na? If this material is not available, if it is going to take 2 months, then he has to design, he has to change the design. कौन सा material available है? चलो 50 by 50 का नहीं है, it is going to take 2 months. I cannot wait for 2 months. No, no. चलो nearest कौन सा है? 40 by 45. Okay, you have 40 का square. चलो let me take that 40 square and design the frames. This is what is called the design for manufacturing. Or some, like suppose I'll give another example. This is again a task for you. Suppose egg, an egg. Everybody has seen the egg, baida, anda. Okay. Now imagine that egg is to be, it is a thin walled component. It is a thin walled component. The shell, the thickness of the egg. Now imagine that same egg is to be manufactured in steel. Okay, let's talk about say carbon steel. We want to manufacture in carbon steel. So what? So designer has designed. Okay, that he wants to make a vessel. Okay, and it has to be lightweight. So lightweight बोलेगा तो उसका दिमाग में आ गया अपना मुर्गी का अंडा बैदा बराबर is the light. But then aesthetically it is very important. Aesthetically means what? You cannot weld it. You know that is you cannot weld it. Even if you go for casting or injection molding, or die casting, there will be a parting line. So that parting line is also not allowed on the surface. The surface should be very clean and neat. There should not be any scratches, etc. It should be smooth. There should not be any parting line. No weld joint is allowed. So what could be the manufacturing process to manufacture this egg? Tell me. Designer has designed this. Now it has come to you. Okay. So as a manufacturing engineer, how you are going to manufacture this? So what I am trying to tell you, that whenever whatever you design, you have to maximize some parameters. You have to maximize some parameters. So DFM, design for manufacturing, to maximize. So what you have to maximize? You have to maximize the simplicity of the design. Means your design should be maximum simple as possible. Your design should be maximum simple. एकदम आपको एकदम सिंपल डिजाइन करना है. Then you have to maximize the use of economical material. Whatever, I do not mean economical material means cheap material, but you have to make use of economical material. Like suppose I don't know whether you are familiar with the UHDM or RPVC or CPVC. So instead of going for say UHMW material, or instead of going for say CPVC, that is copolymer PVC, why not go for RPVC, rigid PVC? So depending upon application, you have to select the material. That is, suppose if you want your application is MS, then don't ask for the silver or don't ask for the gold. Understand? No? Again, in EN, yes, suppose EN8 and EN1, EN1A is more economical than EN8D. So, if you can use EN1, that is, if your application suits EN1, then go for EN1. That is what I mean economical material is. And this is what you have to maximize. Wherever possible, like instead of stainless steel, can I use carbon steel? This is what is called as the economical material. So all these you have to maximize. Economical manufacturing of tools, then standardization, ease of assembly, ease of inspecting and testing, and maintainability. We'll discuss one by one now this. So as I said, simplicity of design means your design should be very simple so that it can be manufactured very easily. Use of economical material means don't go for unnecessarily expensive material which is costing say 700 rupees a kg or 800 rupees a kg. Hmm? Go for economical materials. So that's why this is what is called the concurrent engineer. So design engineer should be familiar with the market rates also. Concurrent. If he is not familiar, then he has to ask the process engineer कि क्या rates है इधर के. Sometimes he designs the component and then he releases the drawings to the process engineer. So process engineer checks the drawing and then he gives his suggestions. That is, he asks whether any alternative material can be used, because this material is very costly. So we are exceeding our target cost, or this material may not be available easily. Then use of economical manufacturing of toolings. Now here toolings means, see, here you should be very particular. Now here toolings का मतलब होता है not only jigs and fixtures, but even your cutting tools and blocks, your chucks, 3-jaw chuck, 4-jaw chuck, your clamps, your strap clamps, your drills, your milling cutters, your lathe ka cutting tools, single point tools, your grinding wheels, all these comes under toolings. All this comes under toolings. So that toolings, sometimes what happens, like suppose 25 point, you have designed a hole 25.3. Okay, so for 25.3, you have to see, I don't have, standard drill available, I don't have standard reamer available, I don't have standard broach also. So but I cannot go for 25.4, which is 1 inch, which is easily available. But then I have to see whether this 25.3 can be manufactured easily or not. Yes, it can be manufactured because standard it is available 25.4. So usko hi I will grind it. So this is what you have to take the decisions. I will show you one broach drawing. Broach, any idea? Broach. What is the use of broach? If you don't have any idea about broach, you tell me. I will explain. No need to hesitate. Shete or anybody
Yes,
else?
broach as a tool.
Uh,
Broach as a tool, cutting tool. That
it's a cutting tool. Good. And what for it is
surface
used?
finish and internal external as well as internal surface finishes.
Uh, Normally for the internal holes also you use this
Constant cross
broach.
section holes.
What is the size of the broach usually?
So standard sizes नहीं पता.
So now I'll show you one brooch. उसका drawing देखो. Can you see this? This this is a brooch.
हाँ सर 2 से 3
Yes,
मीटर तक रहते
ये brooch है. This is a brooch. Is it clear now? Made by Khemka. It's an Indian company only. This is a brooch. Just looking at the diagram, can you tell me what could be the size of this? ये brooch है.
सर 2 to 3 meters.
It is 5 meter long. And what is the diameter? The diameter. And this is coated. That's why the color looks like yellow color. This is, see, coatings. देखा होगा ना, golden coating रहता है ना, not golden KT, sorry. Golden coating रहता है on most of the tools. There's a coating. That is, the coating is of carbide coating, titanium carbide coating. And this
सर अगर उसका डायमीटर वो आदमी के पैंट के रेफरेंस से देखे तो 32 से 34 इंचेस रहेगा।
कितना रहेगा?
32 to 34 इंचेस।
34 इंचेस।
हाँ सर।
34 इंचेस मतलब 3 फुट हो गया ना
हाँ सर।
डायमीटर। 3 फुट, 3 फीट। You can imagine from the top कितना रहता है. This is your clothes. This is actually 2 feet diameter, 600 millimeter by 5 meter long. So imagine manufacturing process for this. This was developed for NASA, you know, and normal standard जो ब्रोच रहता है ना diameter 25 का by just you know 1 feet long, that cost around 1.5 lakhs. So you can imagine the cost, of this. Okay, coming to this. So what I was telling that the toolings, not only it includes jigs, fixtures, or cutting tools, even forger chucks, all those comes under the toolings. Normally, when we say toolings, मतलब हम लोग को लगता है कि jigs and fixtures. These toolings also includes molds. Remember, toolings also includes molds, injection molds, sand molds, it also die casting molds, it also includes your press tools. So you have to see that these toolings can be manufactured in an economical way. Then standardization, this is most important. That design engineer and process engineer, standardization means what is the standard material available, standard material available. Hmm. If 4 feet by 8 feet by 1 mm thick sheet is available, I will design accordingly. If 1500 millimeter UHMW or PP sheets, see plastic also you get 1 mm, 1.2, 1.5 mm thick sheets available. See plastics, PVC bolo ya PP bolo, is use is also increasing because in acidic environment, see we are engineers, in acidic environment you have to go for PP or you have to go for UHMW or you have to go for PVC. You can go for stainless steel, but then stainless steel proves very costly. So this is what the cheapest, order, because the plastic will cost you around say 100, 150 rupees a kg. Stainless steel will cost 300 rupees. So now to prices last 2 months, it is increasing like anything, material cost. I don't know those who are working on project, they must be aware. The MS which was available for 40, now it is available for 70. The prices of the raw material has increased by around 45% or 50%. I'll take another few minutes. I think you have lecture at 10:10. So standardization means you have to use the standard materials like say standard bolts, standard nuts, standard bearings, standard oil seals, which are easily available. Because if you use the non-standard bearings, then if you want to manufacture a bearing, that itself another project. That's bearing manufacturing is another industry itself. So you have to depend on standard bearing. Then not only nuts, bolts, oil seals, O-rings, bearings, snap rings, circlips. There are lot many hardwares, and not only these hardwares, but even other material. Like suppose if you are making a vehicle, so the frames, or if you are making a machine, so the structure you have to see what are the standard sheets available. So you have to see that the wastage is not much. Wastage is not much. So accordingly you have to design. Then ease of assembly, whatever you design should be able to assemble properly, and we follow the approach which is called as the top down approach. Means you have to assemble in such a way that all the components should go from the top. हाँ? You don't have to rotate the components. मतलब अभी ये फेस इसको उल्टा करो, ऐसा करो, ऐसा उसको घुमाओ and then entry करो. So you have to see the ease of assemblies. Nowadays all the products are manufactured, like suppose आप ले लो washing machine ले लो या micro oven ले लो या tape recorder VCRs देखो, you will see that it's a modular kind of assembly, modular kind of assemblies. So not only top down approach, but you have to also see that you have to use less number of fasteners. So these are called the snug fit. snug fits. अभी आप देखेंगे ना तो सब assemblies कैसा रहता है, snug fits means you just take a screwdriver और थोड़ा सा कटाने का, so it comes. You don't have to remove, rotate, keep on rotating the screws, fasteners, etc., because that takes time. Then whatever you design, should be you should be able to inspect and test, easily. Like just now I give you an example of that ball pillar, and I give you a question that how you are going to measure that thickness, case depth. डिजाइनर में तो बोल दिया कि मेरे को 1 mm का थिकनेस चाहिए, केस डेप्थ. But manufacturing process engineer, manufacturing engineer, how he is going to ensure that thickness will be 1 to 1.5? Hmm? So there should be ease of inspecting and testing. Testing these. Sometimes you have to build up testing equipments also. If it is a special kind of testing, so that care you have to take. And then last is maintainability. See, whatever you make a design, आप mobile का design करो, या camera design करो, you have to at least see that it remains in the market for 1 year or for 2 years. You make money out of that. ऐसा नहीं कि आपने डिजाइन बनाया, और इन within 3 months it becomes outdated, it becomes obsolete. Then it's a great shock for you because you are not got anything out of that. So that maintainability you have to see, means you have to see, you have to work for a future 1 year, 1 साल के बाद, 2 साल के बाद, what could be the requirement of this product, and that you have to include in your present design. Okay. So shall we call it a day? I think you have lecture
Yes,
at
sir.
10. Huh?
Yes, sir. Lectures.
Okay. If you have doubt, you can ask me, you can post. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Most welcome.